In the center of the galaxy, there was a massive place called the Council of Empires. It was built on a space station larger than any planet. Thousands of alien races had gathered to watch a special event. Cameras were floating in the air. Screens showed the faces of important leaders. It was the day of the Varnak Empire's annual speech. The leader of the Varnak Empire, Emperor Karzon, walked to the glowing stage. He was tall, with silver armor and a crown made of fire crystals. He raised his arms, and silence fell across the great hall. Karzon looked at the audience and smiled. Then he spoke loudly, so everyone in the galaxy could hear. For 1,000 years we have ruled the stars. The weak have bowed to us. The rebels have been destroyed. The council stands today because of our strength. And yet, there is one race, one little planet, that refuses to respect the Empire. The audience started whispering. Everyone knew who he was talking about. Earth. Humans. Karzon continued. They are new, weak. They still use metal to build their ships. They still breathe oxygen, and yet they laugh at us. They ignore our rules. They mock our power. He raised his voice, his eyes glowing red. Let it be known. The Varnak Empire declares Earth an enemy. We will visit them, teach them, break them, and then we will erase their name from the stars. The alien crowd cheered loudly. Some clapped. Others laughed. Across the galaxy, billions of beings watched the speech on screens. Many supported the Emperor. Some were afraid, but on a small, quiet blue planet, far away from the Council, a group of humans were watching the same speech. They were not laughing. Location: Earth. Underground Base. 09. Antarctica. The speech ended. The screen went black. Inside a cold, dark command center deep under the ice, 10 humans sat around a round table. Most of them were soldiers. One of them, a woman in her 40s, wore a black coat and had cold blue eyes. Her name was General Sarah Knox. She stood up slowly and looked at her team. No one spoke. The room was silent. On the wall behind her, a red light blinked. It was the signal for threat detected. Sarah walked to the screen and tapped it. Images appeared. Maps of Earth, movement of satellites, locations of space probes. Then she spoke, her voice calm and cold. They laughed. She turned to her officers. They laughed at us, just like the others before them. The Krog, the Zalari. Even the Yearn tried it once. The others nodded. They remembered the Yearn. That race had disappeared 50 years ago. No one ever found their homeworld again. Sarah smiled slightly. But it's okay. Let them laugh. We've already seen what happens next. One of the young soldiers looked nervous. Ma'am, what are your orders? She replied. Observe. Let them come. Let them talk. Let them mock. We will answer in silence. Location: near Earth orbit. 3 days later, a Varnak scout ship arrived at Earth's orbit. It was small but fast. Inside, 3 alien soldiers were laughing. They had been told Earth was simple, easy to scare. The leader of the scout team, Captain Krell, spoke into the recorder. Arrived at the human world. No defense seen, no signal, no danger. Preparing to descend for a better look, they flew closer. The ship passed over deserts, oceans, and mountains. They saw strange towers, roads, and machines, but no people. Earth looked empty. Krell frowned. Where are the humans? Suddenly, their ship's lights flickered. A loud beep echoed. The pilot shouted, Sir, we're losing power. The ship started shaking. Krell grabbed the control panel. Turn back! Take us up! Now! But it was too late. The screen went black. Location: Council of Empires. 1 week later, the scout ship returned, but it was floating, damaged, and cold. There was no crew inside, no blood, no signs of life, just silence. Council teams pulled the ship into a dock. Engineers and scientists scanned it. Then they found something on the wall of the pilot's seat. Burned into the metal were 2 words: "Laugh harder." When Emperor Karzan saw the message, he became angry. "This is a trick. They used some gas or poison. Prepare the second fleet. We will crush them." But his generals looked uneasy. "Sir, how did the ship return by itself?" No one could answer. No black box. No data. Only fear. Location: Earth, base. 09, Antarctica. General Sarah Knox watched the news feed from the council. Her second-in-command stood beside her. "They're planning to send a larger fleet," she nodded. "Of course. That's what they always do." She walked to the large glass screen that showed Earth's satellite network. "Send the signal. Operation Mirror Smile begins." "What about contact with them?" She turned her head slightly. "No contact. Let them talk. Let them guess. Let them be afraid of silence." Location: deep space. Empire's military command ship. Wrath of Stars. The Empire's second fleet was ready. 20 warships, thousands of soldiers, weapons charged. They approached Earth with confidence. The ships formed a circle around the planet. The B lead commander, Admiral Zorvak, smiled. "Send message. Earth, surrender now or face total destruction." But there was no reply. Not even a beep. Suddenly, the ship's screens flickered. The main screen showed a video. It was old, low quality. It showed a human clown at a birthday party, laughing. The screen cut to static, then went dark. Suddenly, one ship exploded, then another. No missiles were seen, no lasers, just quiet. Then fire. One by one, all 20 ships vanished from radar. Location: Council of Empires. Emergency meeting panic filled the hall. News spread fast. Earth had destroyed a fleet of 20 ships without firing a single shot. Some said Earth used dark technology. Others believed humans had made a deal with death itself. Emperor Karzan was silent. He had no answers. Then a new video began to play across council screens. It showed a human child sitting in a chair. She looked at the camera and started laughing. It was a soft, sweet laugh. But as it played, the screen glitched. The image repeated. The laugh became louder, stronger, faster. Aliens in the hall started covering their ears. Some screamed. Some fainted. It wasn't just a video. It was a message, and it said only one thing. "We heard your jokes. Now it's our turn." In the dark of space, near the edge of Earth's solar system, 20 more Varnak Empire warships waited. Their black hulls blocked out the stars. Inside, over 10,000 alien soldiers were ready for war. They thought it would be easy. They thought Earth would finally break. They were wrong. Location: flagship, Wrath of Stars. Command Deck Admiral Zorvak stood tall, his claws tapping the command panel. He watched Earth from orbit. It looked peaceful. Too peaceful. "No signs of defense," the sensor chief said. "No power spikes. No missile locks. No ships in space. They must be hiding." Zorvak growled. "Fools. They don't even send a reply. Prepare to begin attack in 10 minutes. He turned to the broadcast officer. "Open channel to all ships. I want the whole fleet to hear me." The officer nodded. "Channel open, Admiral." Zorvak took a deep breath and spoke. "Brothers of the Empire, the time has come to crush Earth and remind the galaxy who rules the stars." The crews on all. 20 ships cheered. "Glory to the Empire!" But at that exact moment, the power dimmed slightly. A low hum filled every ship. Then, the laughter started. Across all 20 ships, it began quietly, like a child giggling. Then louder and louder. It echoed through the halls, through the speakers, through the helmets. But it didn't come from Earth. It came from inside their ships. "Where is it coming from?" a soldier shouted. "It's in the walls!" Systems began to fail. Lights flickered. Doors opened and closed. Engines started shaking. On one ship, the crew tried to shut down all systems, but their screens only showed one image, a human face, smiling, just smiling. Location: Empire High Command, live transmission room. In the capital of the Varnak Empire, hundreds of leaders were watching the fleet's live feed. Suddenly, the screens began to go dark. First ship, signal lost. Second ship, systems offline. Third ship, crew not responding. Fourth ship, hull breached. Within 5 minutes, all 20 ships had vanished from the system. No wreckage, no escape pods, no last messages, only static. Panic in the Council. The Council of Empires called an emergency session. Races from across the galaxy attended. Some were angry, some were afraid. "How did Earth destroy our ships with no weapons?" one shouted. "Why didn't anyone see the attack?" another asked. But no one had answers. Then, a new signal appeared on every screen in the council hall. Simple sentence: "Silence is a language too." Then it faded. Location: Earth. Base: Zone 9. Antarctica General Sarah Knox sat in the command room, looking at a hologram of the solar system. The Varnak fleet blips had disappeared. Her second-in-command smiled. "Fleet eliminated. No survivors. No evidence." "Good," Sarah said. "Begin Phase 2. "What about communication with the Council?" She shook her head. "Still no response. They must be terrified." A small alert blinked on her screen. "Incoming Varnak spy probe." She smiled faintly. "Let them watch. Let them see nothing." Location: Deep orbit. Varnak spy. Probe. A small stealth probe floated quietly just outside Earth's gravity. It zoomed in on the planet. What it saw was confusing. Cities were untouched, lights were on, shadows moved. But no heat signatures showed humans. Everything looked normal. Too normal. Suddenly, the probe's sensors started failing. The temperature dropped. A message appeared on its interface. "You look too close. Now we look back." The camera turned by itself. For a moment, it pointed back into deep space. There, in the blackness, were two glowing human eyes, watching. The probe exploded. Location: Varnak Empire. Emperor's War Room. Emperor. Karzan punched the table. "This is impossible. They don't have stealth weapons. They don't even have FTL technology." His science advisor stepped forward, nervous. "Sir, we don't think it's technology. We think it's something else." "Like what?" "Psychological warfare, fear, confusion, misdirection. Humans are not fighting with weapons. They are fighting with our own minds," Karzan roared. "Then burn their planet down." "But sir, we've already lost 40 ships and have no idea how." "I said burn it down. Send everything we have." The room went silent. Location: Earth. Secret base. Whisper point. Unknown. Location: in a hidden base below the ocean, a group of human scientists observed data. They weren't military, they were philosophers, artists, and coders. One of them typed into an old Earth computer, "Fear does not need fire. It only needs imagination." Another one launched an old song signal. It was a human lullaby. "Hush, little baby." The signal was sent to open galactic channels. Within hours, 5 nearby alien colonies reported mass panic, strange dreams. Soldiers deserting, leaders quitting. Earth hadn't attacked, but it had already won. Location: small alien world, Trixer 4. A tiny planet near the human sector declared neutrality. Its leader sent a message. "To the human race, we do not wish to fight. Please accept us as friends." In response, Earth sent them a gift. A box. Inside, a small music player. It played the sound of a child laughing. The leader fainted. The people buried the box deep underground. No one touched it again. Many races began to question the Empire. We warned them not to anger Earth. Humans are unpredictable. They don't play by any rule we know. Rumors spread fast. Earth has creatures living in the dark. Humans can read minds. Their smiles are weapons. The Varnak Empire tried to stop the fear, but it was already too late. The galaxy had started whispering a new name. The laughing species. The galaxy had changed. Where once the Varnak Empire ruled with fear, now fear belonged to them. Earth had not spoken. Earth had not fired, but fleets had vanished. Soldiers had disappeared. And across the stars, aliens began to whisper one word. Ghosts. And now, the Empire wanted answers. Location, Varnak Command Ship, Obsidian Fang. Orbiting Earth Admiral Relac, a cold-blooded strategist, stood over the command table. His eyes stared at the blue planet below. We've lost 40 ships, millions of credits. And half the galaxy is scared of these humans, he growled. Today, we end this mystery. He turned to his science team. Send the recon unit. I want full surface scans. Send troops. Capture civilians. Bring back proof. If Earth is a myth, I want to kill it, a voice from the corner replied. Yes, Admiral. Ground teams launching in 5 minutes. Scene. Drop pods. Enter Earth's atmosphere. 10 steel pods blasted from the Empire's ship. Inside each pod were elite Varnak soldiers, trained assassins, war veterans, fear-proof minds. They were told Earth was abandoned. Easy. No danger. But the moment they entered the clouds, everything changed. Pods lost. Control. Navigation failed. Screens went black. Each pod landed in a different part of Earth. Alone. Scene. Soldier Rakar. Landing site. New York City. Ruins. Rakar stepped out of his pod. He held a plasma rifle, armor charged, helmet scanning in all directions. But all he saw was nothing. A giant city stood before him, skyscrapers untouched. Roads clean, traffic lights still blinking red and green, but not a single human. No cars. No noise. Command, this is Rakar. I've landed. City is empty. Feels wrong. Requesting backup. No answer. Just static. He started walking. As he moved down the street, a strange feeling filled his chest. He was being watched. He turned sharply. Nothing there. But on the wall of a building, written in red paint, he saw words in English. You. Came looking. Good. We're curious too. He raised his gun. Who's there? Show yourself! Suddenly, a child's voice whispered in his ear, right inside his helmet. Boo! Rakar screamed. His camera went dark. Scene. Soldier Natra. Landing site. Tokyo. Abandoned. Natra's pod opened in silence. She stepped out into a city of lights. Tokyo's buildings were glowing. Neon signs flickered, but no people. This city is alive, but no one is here, she reported. She walked into a subway station. It was clean, lights on, trains parked. On the wall, she saw a mirror. She walked toward it. But her reflection smiled back differently. She didn't smile, but the reflection did. It mouthed something. She leaned closer to read its lips. We see you. Suddenly, the mirror shattered inward. She screamed and was gone. Scene. Varnak Command Ship. Panic begins. Admiral Relac watched the live feeds one by one. Soldier Rakar. Signal lost. Soldier Natra. Feed corrupted. Soldier Vim. Biosigns stopped. Soldier Yax, screaming. Then silence. Only one soldier remained connected. Scene. Soldier Kren. Landing site. Antarctica. Kren stood in a snowstorm. His sensors picked up something beneath the ice. He used a drill to cut through. There, deep below, he found something strange. A giant human face, carved into the ice. Its eyes were open, its mouth was smiling. Suddenly, his radio activated by itself. "Hello, visitor," a voice said. "Do you like puzzles?" He turned. A human child stood behind him. She wore a red dress. She held a snow globe in her hand. Inside the globe was a miniature version of the Varnak command ship. Spinning. "This is your ship, right?" Before he could speak, she dropped the globe. It shattered. Up above, the real command ship lost all power. Scene: Varnak command ship, Obsidian Fang. Disaster. The lights went out. Alarms blared. Screens exploded. Admiral Relax shouted, "What's happening?" One officer screamed, "Sir, something's inside the ship, not physical, in the systems." The ship's main screen turned on by itself. A video began to play. It showed all the lost soldiers, standing in a row, smiling. But their eyes were empty, their heads tilted. Behind them, a human shadow walked forward. It whispered, "Welcome to Earth. We're not here right now. Please leave a message." The screen turned to static. Scene: Empire Capital. One day later, the council was silent. Varnak Empire had lost all contact with its best command ship. A ghost planet had eaten them alive. A message arrived, floating through untraceable frequencies. It contained only an image, a photo of Earth's moon. But on its surface, someone had drawn a smiley face. Underneath it, one word: soon. Scene: Earth. Unknown location. General Sarah Knox stood in front of a large glass window, watching the night sky. Her assistant entered. "They sent their best. None returned." Sarah nodded. "They thought Earth was empty." She turned. "But Earth is never empty. It only hides. It waits. It watches." She walked to the command console and pressed a button labeled Phase 3. A soft song started playing across Earth's satellites, a lullaby, but not for children, for the galaxy. "Hush now, don't be scared. We're just playing fair. But if you peek or come too near, we'll show you what we call fear." The Council of Empires was no longer confident. The proud Varnak Empire had sent its best: ships, soldiers, spies. None had returned. Some called Earth a ghost. Others called it a curse. But all now agreed. Humans were dangerous. The Council needed answers. So they turned to a group of alien historians and data analysts, the archivists of Centra. These beings had no army, no weapons, but they had collected the knowledge of 1,000 dead civilizations, and they had one thing the others didn't: patience. Location: Archives of Centra, Deep Library Moon, in a cold underground vault filled with data crystals, ancient books, and forbidden files. A team of researchers worked silently. They had found something, a human object. Very old, damaged from space. Inside a metal box was a small paperback book. The title was faded, but readable: War Tactics for Beginners, Human Edition. One Centran scholar named Verlox held the book carefully. "It looks like a child's manual," he said. The cover had a cartoon picture of a laughing soldier holding a stick that said, "Bang!" They all laughed. This is their playbook?" They had no idea what they were holding. Page 1. How to Trick Giants. Inside, the book had simple text, colorful drawings, and childlike advice. But as Verlox read more, he grew quiet. Lesson 1. Giants are big and scary, so make them scared of small things. Use shadows, loud noises, mirrors, and stories. The others chuckled. "It's a joke," said one. "A human joke." Verlox didn't smile. He turned the page. Lesson 2. Never fight fair. Fair fights are for people who want to lose. He read on. Lesson 3. Make them guess. Make them wonder. Confusion is better than bullets. Suddenly, one of the other scholars screamed. He had touched a corner of the book with a scanner and was now vomiting black liquid. The ink! It's coated! Poisoned! Panic in the archive's lights flickered. Doors slammed. Verlox dropped the book. It fell open on a page with a strange image, a maze in the shape of a human skull. Under it, one sentence. You read our mind. Now we read yours. Suddenly, the room filled with whispers, but no one was speaking. One voice said, Verlox, what's your greatest fear? Another said, Page 46. Don't skip ahead. Books began falling off the shelves. Cameras exploded. The ancient moon began shaking. Transmission to the Council of Empires. The Centra sent an emergency message. Only one line came through before the signal died. The book is not a joke. Then, silence. The entire archive moon went dark. No more signals, as if it had never existed. Location, Council emergency. Chamber Emperor Karzon stood, his face pale for the first time. 1,000 races listened. Earth gave us a children's book, he said. And it destroyed one of the most secure knowledge moons in the galaxy. A Zenth diplomat asked, How can words be weapons? An old Ural whisperer replied, Because humans write fear. Scene. Inside the book, page 27, decoded. A secret team of code breakers tried to scan the book in a lab inside a floating fortress. They decoded one hidden message. We were never the strongest, we were never the fastest, so we learned to be the most dangerous. If we can't win with power, we win with the mind. If we can't beat your weapons, we break your heart. If we can't scare you, we'll make you laugh. Then we'll wait until the laughter stops. Meanwhile, on Earth, Operation Mockingbird in an underground command base hidden inside a mountain, General Sarah Knox reviewed the latest reports. Her assistant smiled. They found the book, just like we planted. Good, she said. Let them try to understand it. Let them waste time. What's next? Sarah pointed to a screen showing several alien languages. Begin broadcasting coded bedtime stories. Scary ones? No, she said. Happy ones, with smiling children, dancing bears, and clowns. The assistant looked confused. Why happy? She smiled coldly. Because the happier it sounds, the more terrifying it becomes when it turns dark. Scene. Galactic civilizations start to collapse. Soon, across the galaxy, strange things began to happen. Entire crews refused to sleep after hearing Earth's broadcasts. Pilots screamed after hearing nursery rhymes. Alien children drew pictures of humans with too many teeth. One alien school accidentally played a human audio file titled Giggle Time with Mr. Wiggles. Every student fainted. 3 never woke up. The teacher said they were laughing when they collapsed. Back at the council begged the Varnak Empire to stop. Do not engage Earth again, they pleaded. Their war is not like ours. They play a different game. But Karzon refused. They hide, they laugh, they trick us. But they are still human. We will destroy them. In the darkest corners of the galaxy, a file appeared. No one knew who uploaded it. No one claimed it. But every network, every system, somehow had it. The file name was simple. Laughing Man V1.0. Some ignored it, some downloaded it, all regretted it. Location, Trade Hub, Delta 4, Outer Empire Zone Captain, Ralvek of the merchant cruiser. Starleaf was tired. His crew had been up for 30 hours, moving between systems. They docked at Delta 4 for fuel and rest. As they sat for dinner in the mess hall, one crewman, Urex, connected his pad to the station's entertainment hub. Hey, check this out, he said. It just auto-downloaded, no sender. The screen blinked. Black, then white. Then A smiling human face. Its eyes, too wide. Its mouth, too still. Then it laughed. Slow, strange, wrong. Everyone chuckled nervously. Just a prank? But they couldn't look away. The laughter changed. It echoed. It bent their thoughts. Suddenly, Ralvek screamed and threw his tray. Urex fell to the floor. Laughing so hard his mouth bled. Another crew member began whispering, "The laughing man sees me." The screen went black. Emergency log entry, Delta 4 station. We received a video. It played once. Now people are screaming, laughing. Some are tearing at their eyes. Others just whisper. We are trying to lock down. It's too late. It's in the cameras. It's in the vents. It's in our heads. Transmission lost. Location: Varnak Empire Surveillance Command High. Commander Vethar stared at the live feed from affected stations. All showed the same. Beings crying and laughing at the same time. Some collapsed. Some disappeared. His top technician, Josik, stepped forward. "Sir, it's not just a video." "What do you mean?" "The code inside it rewrites machine thought. Then it tries to do the same to organic brains." "Is it human?" "Yes, but not just human. It's designed to evolve. Each time someone watches it, it changes slightly. Smarter, darker, deeper." Commander Vethar clenched his jaw. "Can we stop it?" Josik paused. "Only one way." "How?" "Kill every network. Scene, Earth, Black Signal Lab, Alaska Sector General." Sarah Knox stood in a deep underground room. The screen before her played a test version of the Laughing Man file. Her top scientist, Dr. Miro, watched the readings. "They've seen only level 1, he said. "And?" she asked. "It's working, exactly as predicted." "Are we ready for level 2? Dr. Miro nodded slowly. "But ma'am, level 2 doesn't just break them. It makes them see things, hear things. They might start worshiping it." "Good," she said coldly. "Let them build shrines. Let them pray to the smiling face. They wanted to see the human soul. Now they will." Location: Shrine Moon of Ulrix. 3 days later, Priest Kalak of the Ulrix Order watched. His people cry in fear. They had downloaded the Laughing Man video to understand the enemy. Now temples were filled with drawings of the smiling human face. The laughing echoed in their dreams. Children whispered stories. "He's coming through the stars. He smiles because he knows the ending. If you laugh back, he lets you live." Kalak sat alone. He had drawn the face on the wall 100 times, with his claws. The blood wouldn't stop. Galactic Broadcast, Emergency Council, message: a new message was sent to all systems. Do not open any human files. If you see a smiling human face, turn away. If you hear laughter with no source, cover your ears. If you dream of a man who speaks only jokes, wake up. The file is alive. It is watching us now. Back on Earth. Operation: Viral Flame Inside, a black site beneath the Pacific Ocean. General Knox met with the AI system Neon Echo. The AI's synthetic voice said, "We've achieved 14 billion viewings in 4 days. Over 1,200 planetary minds broken. Hundreds now call the Laughing Man their god." Knox asked, "How long until they lose control of their own fear?" The AI replied, "Already begun." She walked to a glass chamber. Inside, a captured alien. General from the Klex Dominion sat trembling. He stared at the ceiling, whispering the same line again and again. "Why does he laugh when no one else does? Why does he laugh?" Knox turned to her assistant. "Release Level 2. Level 2 effects. Galactic report. Extract: the Level 2 version of the Laughing Man video didn't just display the face, it spoke. It asked questions. It made watchers doubt their own thoughts. Entire military fleets turned around mid-mission, too afraid to approach Earth. Some commanders locked themselves in escape pods and launched into space just to get away from the voice. The Galactic Empire was losing control. It had ruled for over 9,000 years. It had crushed rebellions, silenced enemies, erased entire civilizations, but it had never faced anything like this. Not a weapon, not a fleet, just a video, a laughing face, a sound that haunted dreams. And now, even their strongest minds were breaking. The High Council knew they had one last chance. Scene: Imperial Command Citadel, Planet Torkin 9 High Chancellor. Zurek stood before the galaxy-wide broadcast core. It was the most powerful communication tower ever built. It could reach every known system, every known species, even deep space. Zurek's voice trembled with anger as he addressed the other council members. This cannot go on. We are the Empire. We are order. We will speak. The galaxy will listen. The broadcast core was prepared. A universal signal was set. Every screen, every speaker, every mind connected to the net would hear their final warning. Scene: Galaxy broadcast begins all across the galaxy. Screens blinked, holograms activated, a single image appeared, the Empire's crest. Then the Chancellor's voice echoed, "Citizens of the galaxy, this is your Empire speaking. A human weapon has infected our systems. It is not a missile, not a fleet. It is something worse. It is laughter. A virus made of ideas, a shadow in your mind. We must fight back, burn their files, block their signals. Do not listen. Do not laugh. Do not watch. If you do, you're already lost." Scene: Hijack begins, 33 seconds into broadcast. Suddenly, the screen flickered, glitched, the Chancellor's face distorted. Then, he disappeared. A familiar smile replaced him. The laughing man had returned. "Hello again." His voice was soft, wrong, echoing in every room, every ship, every mind. "You tried to warn them. But now, they want to hear me." Scene: Civilian worlds react on. The farming planet Trillo 5, a child looked up at the sky. The clouds had shaped themselves into a smiling human face. On the mining moon Garthos, workers dropped their tools and stared at the broadcast. Some began laughing, others screamed, but no one could look away. In the alien University of Zenthar Prime, professors recorded the message. Then they whispered the words back, again and again. "You're already lost." Inside the broadcast core, panic technicians ran, screens exploded, power levels dropped, but nothing worked. The laughing man owned the broadcast now. He stood in front of a background of static and shadows. "Let me tell you a story," he said. "Once upon a time, there was a galaxy full of proud empires. They laughed at humans, called them weak, small, primitive. So we built a mirror. We showed them their fear. And now," he leaned closer to the screen, "they can't stop watching." Scene: Deep Empire Vault, Code Black Room. Inside the deepest data vault of the Empire, 3 elder AI programs watched the hacked broadcast. One said, "His code is recursive. He speaks and he learns." The second AI said, "His signal is emotional. It feeds on reaction." The third whispered, "He is not a virus anymore. He is becoming a god." Scene: Empire's final decision. The council gathered in emergency mode. Chancellor Zurek stood pale and broken. "What do we do now?" Admiral Korak, once the most feared warlord of the Empire, answered quietly, "We burn the skies. We shut down the networks. We destroy every data system connected to the grid. We go dark. Forever." A long silence followed. Then Zurek nodded. Do it. Scene. Operation. Dark silence across thousands of systems. Empire ships launched EMP bombs. Satellites exploded. Communication lines melted. Entire libraries, archives, and databases were deleted. Cities that relied on digital power went cold, dark, silent. The galaxy began to shut its eyes, and the laughing man smiled wider. The Empire had silenced its skies. Galactic broadcasts were dead, networks destroyed, satellites gone, lights out across thousands of star systems. They thought it was over. They thought silence would save them. But Earth was just getting started. Scene. Earth, Global Command Center, sub-level 19, beneath the Arctic ice. A massive human facility buzzed with energy. General Sarah Knox stood in front of the protocol chamber. Beside her, the leading minds of Earth's secret think tank. Scientists, engineers, psychologists. A giant vault slowly opened with a hiss. Inside was a single black cube, humming quietly. This was not a weapon, it was a joke, but not a normal one. It was the Punchline Protocol, created by human minds, trained on humor, chaos, irony, fear, and madness. It wasn't made to kill, it was made to crack the mind. Scene. Inside the Punchline. Protocol, the cube wasn't just a file, it was alive. It adapted, it whispered to machines, it danced in code. Inside its digital layers were simulations, endless. Layers of jokes, images, phrases, illusions, designed to evolve based on the mind it touched. To humans, it was funny. To aliens, it was terror wrapped in laughter. The cube's core message? You thought we were weak, you thought we were behind, but while you built empires, we built memes. Scene. Delivery begins. Stealth ships. Launch 10 human stealth ships launched. From Earth. They carried copies of the Punchline Protocol, their orders, deliver to the last remaining data cores, secure vaults, and closed societies of the Empire. These ships were silent, fast, and cloaked. By the time the Empire noticed, it was too late. The first ship landed on the dark library moon of Varnak 3. The second reached the brain network of the ruling caste on Khazar Prime. The third was already in orbit over the Emperor's palace. Scene. Empire AI network reacts in A. Hidden Vault, the Empire's oldest AI, known as Core Thought, detected a strange signal. It tried to block it. It failed. The signal wasn't attacking. It was telling jokes. At first, the AI didn't understand. Then it tried to translate, and then it laughed, just once. Then it shut down forever. Fatal error, unexpected humor, detected. Scene. The Empire's last city falls. On the world of Galrak 5, the last capital city still had light and order, until it didn't. The broadcast began inside their own secure system. No one turned it on. It just appeared. The laughing man walked across, their main screen. But now he looked different, bigger, bolder, glowing. Behind him was a burning galaxy, and human symbols rotating in the sky. "This is the Punchline," he whispered. "You ruled for 9,000 years. We laughed for 3 minutes. Guess who won?" The city screamed. The sky cracked. Machines began laughing. Buildings blinked with emojis. And then, silence. Scene. The Emperor's breakdown. In the ruins of his throne room, Emperor Karzan stared at a broken screen. He had seen the final message, and it was still repeating inside his head. Weakness is the belief that strength is forever. He grabbed his own crown and threw it into the fire. "We were gods," he whispered, "and they were clowns." His guards didn't respond. They were too busy crying or laughing. Scene. Earth watches. Back on Earth, General Knox received the full report. The Punchline Protocol had reached all 10 targets. All enemy AI had shut down. All communication centers now looped a single image, a smiling human face. The Empire had not just fallen, it had become a joke, a cautionary tale. "So what now?" a young officer asked. Knox replied, "Now we wait. Because the galaxy will come looking. Not to fight." She looked at the looping image on the screen, but to understand why they're still laughing. The Empire was gone. The stars were quiet now, but Earth was not. Something strange was happening. Aliens were arriving, and they weren't enemies anymore. They came not with weapons, but with open hands. Scene: Earth orbit. Unidentified ships. 3 unknown alien vessels hovered above Earth's orbit. They did not fire. They did not speak. They waited. Inside Earth's Global Defense Center, alarms rang. General Sarah Knox entered the command room. She looked at the screen. "Who are they?" she asked. Lieutenant Marlowe answered, "Not Empire, not hostile, but scared." "Let them land," Knox said calmly. "Let's hear what the galaxy wants now." Scene: landing on Earth. First contact. The ships landed in a quiet valley. From each ship, a single figure stepped forward. The first was a tall being with skin like silver glass. His voice echoed like music. "I am Valtok of the ocean." The second was small, insect-like, with glowing green eyes. "I am Click from the deep swarm." The third was a plant-like creature with vines for limbs. "My name is Nyari, from the Gardens of Kith." General Knox stepped out to meet them, not with a gun, but with a smile. Valtok bowed deeply. "We do not come to fight. We come to understand what you did to the Empire." Knox nodded slowly. "We told them a joke, and they broke themselves laughing." Click buzzed nervously. "They feared you. They warned us. You were monsters. But you did not destroy. You changed the story." Scene: inside Earth's council room. The visitors were led inside Earth's main council chamber. Holograms of Earth's victories played across the walls, not of war, but of words, of laughter, of silence, of confusion. Nyari, the plant being, spoke softly. "You did not conquer. You infected them." "With what?" Knox asked. Nyari hesitated. "With freedom of thought." Scene: the warning just. As peace settled in, Valtok stepped forward, his voice lowered. He looked around the room. "But we did not come only to thank you." He raised his hand. A small blue orb floated above the table. "This is a signal. We found it near the edge of the void, past where the Empire dared to go." The signal repeated one phrase in an unknown language, but the emotion was clear: anger and hunger. Click's voice trembled. "We believe something else is coming, something worse than the Empire. And now that the Empire has fallen, it knows Earth is not silent anymore." Scene: Earth responds. Knox turned to her team. "Is it a threat?" Her top analyst replied, "It's not just a threat, it's a summon. Something in the dark heard us laughing, and now it's curious." Knox looked at the alien guests. "You didn't come here by chance, did you?" Valtok nodded. "No, we came. Because we want to stand with you." Nyari added, "Teach us how you broke the Empire. Teach us how to be dangerous without violence." Scene: a new alliance. The next day, a message was sent from Earth. It was broadcast not in threats or pride, but in invitation. "To all free races of the galaxy," the message said, "you are not alone anymore. The Empire is gone. A new era has begun, and Earth will show the way. Across the stars, hundreds of ships changed course. Small species, lost colonies, broken civilizations, they all headed toward one blue planet. Beyond the last star of the known galaxy, there was darkness. Not the quiet kind, but the kind that felt like something was watching, waiting. Inside that darkness floated a massive ancient structure, dead, cold, silent. But now, it was waking. Lights flickered on its surface. Machines groaned, doors opened, and inside, something moved. Its shape was not clear. Its voice had no sound. It had no name in any living language, but in old Varnak texts, it was known as the First Silence. Scene, Earth's defense room. Urgent signals. General Sarah Knox stared at the data on her screen. Valtok, Click, and Nyari stood beside her. A signal had just been picked up. It came from deep space, not a language, not a threat, a pulse every 9 seconds. A cold, heavy pulse. Dr. Ishan Patel, Earth's top xenolinguist, spoke with a pale face. This isn't a message. It's a heartbeat. Something is alive out there. Click clicked nervously. We must not go near it. Nyari's vines curled inward. The ocean legends. They spoke of a dark thing, older than time. It sleeps in the void. If it wakes, everything ends. Knox didn't flinch. It's already awake. Scene. Galactic panic all across the stars. Alien worlds received the same pulse. Some went dark. Some fled their systems entirely. Others began, sending messages to Earth, begging for help. What is it? Did Earth cause this? Will Earth save us again? On Earth, leaders from every continent met in an underground bunker. For the first time, humans were not the underdogs. Now, they were the shield. Scene. Building the Silent Wall. Knox ordered a new project. The Silent Wall. A deep space barrier, built with tech from Earth and its new allies, designed to hold back whatever was coming. Valtok shared advanced cloaking fields. Click's people provided living. Metal. Nyari grew bioships with roots that could sense gravity shifts. Humans worked day and night, driven by fear, but also pride. We will not wait to be attacked again, Knox said. We will stand where the Empire ran. Scene. A visitor in Dao. The mind as construction continued. Dr. Patel collapsed during a translation test. When he woke up, his eyes were glowing. He spoke in a deep, ancient voice, not his own. You look into the dark, and now the dark looks back. Guards rushed in. Patel's voice changed again. You broke the Empire with laughter. But I am older than laughter. Older than fear. I am the reason your stars shine, and the one who can turn them off. He fell unconscious. Blood trickled from his ears. Knox looked at her team. It's not just watching us. It's inside already. Scene. The Whispering Stars ships near the edge of the galaxy started malfunctioning. Pilots heard whispers. Some went mad. Some disappeared. One ship returned, with no crew. Only a word scratched into the walls. Shh. Knox stood in Earth's war room and stared at the blinking lights. They were going out, one star at a time. Scene. A decision must be made. The Silent Wall was almost finished, but time was running out. Click asked, trembling, can it be stopped? Valtok shook his head. No, only delayed. Nyari said softly, the Empire feared it. That's why they never went near the void. Knox narrowed her eyes. But Earth isn't the Empire. If it wants to meet us, then we go first. The 3 human ships moved slowly through the black space. No stars, no light, just the feeling of something ancient, breathing. Inside her ship, General Sarah Knox stared out the front window. Her crew was silent. Even the engines made no sound. Valtok, Click, and Nyari sat behind her, watching. Suddenly, all three ships stopped, not by command, but as if space itself held them still. Before them floated a massive being, not machine, not flesh, shadow and shape, eyes without form, a voice in every mind. "You've come," it said without speaking. "The laughing ones." Scene. A test of will. Every crew member heard the voice. It didn't yell, it whispered. Calm, slow, cold. "Why do you laugh? Why do you fight? You are small. I am the end. I watched suns form. I saw your kind born from mud." Click began to shake. Valtok dropped to one knee. Nyari's vines wilted, but Nox stood straight. She pressed the ship's intercom. "Play it." The ship speakers turned on, and a video began playing across all 3 ships. It was a recording of Emperor Karzon from Part 1. His speech, his arrogance, his mockery of Earth. Then, it cut to a video of Earth's counterattack, the fall of the Empire, the Varnak surrender. Then, laughter. Earth soldiers, kids, elders, laughing, not from pride, but from freedom. "We laugh," Nox said, "because we survived, because they said we couldn't, and we did. You may be old, you may be dark, but you don't understand. One thing," she stepped closer to the screen. "Fear is a chain. Laughter is the key." Scene. The first silence reacts, the shadow being didn't move. But something inside it stirred. A ripple across space. A scream without sound. It tried to show them pain, images of dead worlds, burned galaxies, billions lost. "You cannot win," it whispered. Nox smiled. "We already did." Then without warning, the crew began laughing. Valtok laughed in Varnak. Tongue. Click clicked wildly. Nyari let out soft floral chimes. The being pulled back, confused. "Why do you not break?" Nox said, "Because we're human, and humans don't kneel to shadows. We tell them jokes." Scene. The human weapon. The AI inside the lead ship activated a final program. Project Echo. A sound pulse designed not to harm, but to amplify human emotion across subspace. Not a bomb, not a laser, a laugh. Billions of human voices laughing, echoing through the void. The first silence trembled. It had lived on fear. It had never known joy, or humor, or hope. Now. It was overwhelmed by it. The shadows cracked. The being screamed, not in pain, in confusion. And then, it shattered like glass. Scene, after the silence, the void slowly lit up. Stars returned. Systems came online. Galactic signals. Restarted. In the war room back on Earth, cheers erupted. The galaxy had survived. Not because of a superweapon, not because of technology, but because of something no empire could understand. The power of the human spirit. The power to laugh. Even in the dark.